So check this out. I got this for free. It's a power supply, and I wasn't sure if it worked, but then I plugged it into mains and it worked out great. It turned on. Then I tested, well, let's first of all, let's tell you what it is. I realized it was a Yaesu FP-2. Now this thing is old. I think 1970s. But not exactly sure how it was supposed to be used, but we have a connector back here, which was power pole, sorry. So I ended up saying great, because now I can plug in my G90. But then I was like, if I'm out, what am I going to do as far as power? So I realized I had bought this Anchor battery. So I plugged it in there, turned the button on, and then flipped the switch, and lo and behold, it turns on. So my next thing was, before I connect it to anything, I need to see if the power's coming through before I try to blow up something that I don't want it blowing up. So here I am with the end. This is the cable that came with the G90. It has a 10 amp fuse in here, and like I said, I connected it to the power pole connector it has in the back. So if you look at the screen right here, hopefully you can see that. I'm going to plug in the leads on both, and look at that, 12.7 volts. So this is going to work. So I am going to plug this into my G90, and then I am going to turn it on, and hopefully I don't see any magic smoke. So stand by. All right, before we test the radio out, the last time you guys saw me, I was working on a inverted dipole. And I don't know if you can actually even see this. There's a mad glare today. It's sunny. It's almost probably 70 degrees right now, which is great. But I have the inverted V set up again. And you know, it's a little cockeyed if you ask me, but it is what it is. Let me just show you real quick what it looks like as a refresher. So yeah, you're not gonna be able to see because of the sun, but I have a light stand that I clamped, and if you can see right there, I clamped a telescoping fishing pole, which is about 17 feet long. And as you can see, it curves all the way up there and kind of curves over, and there's my banana clip right there. And then it comes all the way down to my high vis paracord to a stepping post on that side, and then the same thing goes on that side. So it's not completely vertical. That's because of the weight of the RG58 coax that I have, which is 50 feet long. But anyway, I got it hooked up to my had a glitch right there. But so I've got this antenna right here. It's hooked up to RG58 coax. It's 50 feet long, and it's hooked up to my my nano VNA, and right now at 14.16 megahertz, we're at 1.19 SWR. And let me get back out here. I'm all sorts of butterfingers today, but anyway, as you can see, it's 1.193 at 14.161. And then if I go to the limit 14.350, I'm at 1.4. And if I go the opposite direction at 14.00 megahertz, I'm at 1.5. So I think that's pretty good for my DIY antenna. So what I'm going to do is, next thing, I'm going to hook it up to my radio and turn it on. So you hang tight while I get that ready. All right, so we got everything plugged in. So I've got that Yaesu FP2 plugged into my Anchor battery, and then I have a power pole connector from the FP2 to the back of the Zygo G90, and we're going to turn it on, and hopefully no smoke. Oh, look at that. We got something. All right, look at that. We got something. We are cooking. All right, so I'm gonna just play around with this for a little bit, see if I can just listen to see what's going on, and then I will I'll report back and see what happens. So this inverted dipole, let me turn this down. As janky as it looks right now, actually works, and I'm very happy. So I am going to see how I can improve this. I have a 17-foot fishing pole, telescoping fishing pole, on a light stand. What are we gonna do? Let's see. So I've been listening on the 20-meter band, and I'm actually hearing somebody out of US Park 1984, and I have not hit the tune button, but I think I'm gonna do that now and see what happens, see if it comes out clearer. As you can see, I can hear him through that speaker right there, but if I put something that projects the sound better, then it's more clear. So I'm gonna 3D print something tonight so I can get that to work. So in the meantime, I'm gonna hit this tune button, see if it comes out better. So I'm gonna turn it up a little bit so you can hear and see if you can tell the difference. Well, it tuned it, but it didn't look like it did much of a difference. I should check to see what frequencies that he actually is on. But right now, sorry for the flicker on the screen, but I'm just gonna go with this, and I'm gonna see if he can actually hear me.
A few moments later.
Thank you, I sure will. It's a beautiful day here in Ohio. I think it's about 65 degrees where I'm at. Enjoy life. Kilo Bravo 8, Victor Hotel Kilo, park for the air.
Kilo Mike 4, Foxtrot, Quebec Hotel.
Kilo Mike 4.
Kilo Mike 4, Foxtrot, Quebec Hotel.
Kilo Mike 4, Foxtrot, Quebec Hotel. I got you about a 5-3, Oscar Hotel, US 194.
QSL, I got you at a 5-7 in Grayson, Georgia.
Roger, 5-7 into Georgia. Thank you.
Thank you, 73. All right. So he got me at a 5.3. I got to find out where he's at. So it sounded like he was in Idaho, but I might be mistaken. So just to review, my little my little inverted V was able to reach somebody, and they got me at a 5.3, and I got them at about a 5.7, 5.9. And everything worked out. That is my first contact on 20 meters, and I'm happy. I am so happy. That was my foot. All right, so there's a helicopter flying over, so please excuse the noise. I just want to review what I have here. So now I've got the Zygo G90 hooked up to a 1970 something power supply, which is hooked up to like a 2024 Anchor battery that currently has, let's see, it's 95% battery left, so it was at 100 when I first started. Honestly, I don't know how long I've had this thing running. I'm going to charge it back up to 100% and then just go from there. But let's just say I was able to make my first contact on 20 meters with my DIY inverted V dipole. And let's just say I am ecstatic at actually making that contact. And you know what? It might have been sloppy, but the other guy on the other side of the wherever he was, and I have to check, he heard me and I heard him, and that's what it's all about, right? So I'm gonna pack all this up, get inside and see some of the things that I want to make changes to. One of them is as far as the speaker. Now the speaker's right here, but I can hear it. But if I cup my hand over it, like if I'm sitting in front of it, I can hear it better. So I'm going to design something and 3D print it, or find something on the internet, 3D print it, and then I will go from there. So I'm going to just cut this short now because I'm just happy. I'm like getting to a point where I'm not even knowing what I'm saying. So we're going to just go with that, and let's just chalk this up as a 10 out of 10 for me. DIY at its finest. And hey, big up to the old equipment. That stuff still works. You don't need all the fancy stuff. So we gonna go with what we got. All right, 73.